Space Empires, Part 4 Clock Time. His heart was divided between his duty and his growing sympathy. In the heart of Lady Seraphine Darrow, the ambassador of Earth, was a battle as fierce as the explosions at Olympus Mons. Her duty as a covert agent had led her to betray and challenge the higher orders. But as she penetrated the Martian tunnels and confronted the leaders of the clans, something else was awakening in her. It was sympathy. A dangerous feeling, like a fire burning in the dark. The eyes of the Marsians, with their ripped pupils and their gazes loaded with history, moved her. His struggles, his aspirations, resonated in his soul in an unexpected way. How could he hate those whose secrets he had revealed? But duty did not bow to sympathy. The Aquila, from the orbit, bombed Olympus Mons against orders. Seraphine held the artifact in her hands, the key to the survival of Mars. What price would he pay for his betrayal? They would kill her, after a lot of torture and drugs to get every detail of her knowledge. What dark enemies were they hiding in the shadows? On the battlefield, his heart was divided. Between loyalty to Earth and growing sympathy for the Martian. Between obedience and rebellion. And as the explosions shook the mountain, she was clinging to the artifact, a fragile hope in a world on the edge of the abyss. And in that divided heart, Seraphine Darrow became the key piece that could change the fate of Mars. In the heart of Seraphine Darrow, something awakes in her as she penetrates the Martian tunnels. That something more is sympathy, a dangerous feeling that burns like a fire in darkness. The eyes of the Marsians, with their gazes loaded with history, commute her. His struggles and aspirations resound in his soul unexpectedly. How could I hate them? But duty does not bend before sympathy. From the orbit, the Aquila, against the superior orders, bombard Olympus Mons. Seraphine holds the artifact in her hands, the key to the survival of Mars. What price will he pay for his betrayal? To die. What dark enemies sow in the shadows? On the battlefield, his heart is divided between his loyalty to Earth and his growing sympathy for the Martian people. Between obedience and rebellion. As the explosions shake the mountain, she clings to the artifact, a fragile hope in a world on the edge of the abyss. And so, in that divided heart, Seraphine Darrow becomes the key that could change the fate of Mars. The battle at Olympus Mons is an epic that unfolds in the vast plains of Mars, where the highest mountain in the solar system becomes a field of conflict and brief titanic struggle. Olympus Mons, also known as Mount Olympus, is an extinct volcano that rises majestically above the surface of Mars. Its peak is at an altitude of approximately 22 kilometers, 13.6 miles, above the average level of Mars. It is a geological wonder and a strategic location. The native Mars clans, each with its own culture, technology, and aspirations. Some seek independence, while others want an alliance with the Earth represented by Ambassador Lady Seraphine Darrow, and the warship Aquila. Earth has geopolitical interests and seeks to secure its dominance on the Red Planet. The Marsians fight in the intricate tunnels that snare under the surface. Here, darkness is your ally, and every step can be deadly. In the vastness of the Martian plain, weapons flash and rocks burst among huge clouds of dust with the fury of battle. Leaders face. Seraphine, with his heart divided between loyalty to Earth and growing sympathy for the Martian. He holds an artifact that could change the fate of Mars. Each Martian leader with his agendas, secrets, and desires for power. What alliances will they forge? What sacrifices will they make? The explosions shook the mountain. Will diplomacy prevail or force? The price Seraphine will pay for her betrayal if she is discovered. The fate of Mars hangs in an ephemeral balance. In the vastness of the Martian plain, weapons flash and rocks burst with the fury of battle. Seraphine, with his heart divided between loyalty to Earth and growing sympathy for the Martian, holds an artifact that could change the fate of Mars. Each leader, heretic, lunar and Martian with their agendas, secrets, and desires for power. What alliances will they forge? Who will they sacrifice? The explosions shook the mountain. Will diplomacy prevail or force? The price Seraphine will pay for her betrayal if it is discovered. The fate of Mars hangs in an ephemeral balance. In the intricate tunnels that snare under the surface, the Martians struggle with fierce determination. The darkness is his ally, and at every step someone dies, and the sharp echo of his steps is mixed with the whispering of the air exhausts. In the vastness of the Martian plain, weapons flash and rocks burst among giant clouds of dust with the fury of battle. The leaders of the clans face each other, with their gazes filled with hatred and contempt. For Seraphine, her weight is both physical and moral. Diplomacy and strength collide in this dance of power and mystery. The Aquila, from the orbit, bombs Olympus Mons against the higher orders. The price Seraphina will pay for her betrayal has not yet been fully revealed. Will history absolve you or condemn you? Earth threatens to attack governments that provide support to the Martian rebellion, and the battle at Olympus Mons unfolds as a ridiculous drama. And where the destinies of Mars and its inhabitants hang from a thread. In the underground tunnels, the Martian fights fiercely. Darkness is your ally, and every step can be deadly. The sharp echo of his steps is mixed with the whispering of the air exhausts, and death swarms in every shadow, the weapons glitter and the gaze is loaded with hatred and contempt. Every move is a mortal dance, and the fate of Mars is balanced in the thread of a knife. Seraphine, with her heart divided, has a load that torments her in the middle of the battle. What dark secrets does the artifact keep? What revelations could it trigger? Diplomacy and strength collide in this dance of power and mystery. The Aquila, from the orbit, bombs Olympus Mons against the higher orders. Torture and the slower and more painful death will be the price that Seraphine will pay for her betrayal.